Rodrance for Black and White Sports. Make sure you hit that subscribe for future NFL content. So one of the narratives going around coming off of Jimmy Garoppolo's last two playoff games, particularly the one against the Packers, he only threw 8 times, and everybody's losing their minds, okay? And I've been wanting to make this video, and just so happens Cam Jordan came out and made some comments about Jimmy G. Saints Cam Jordan knows 49ers Jimmy Garoppolo can tear up defenses. Despite what has been said about Garoppolo, New Orleans Saints defensive end wants to remind everyone that Garoppolo can take over a game. Jordan would know. Garoppolo led a last-minute drive to beat the Saints 48-46. He outplayed the future Hall of Famer Drew Brees by passing for 349 yards, 4 touchdowns. It was a statement game in one of the rowdiest environments in all of the NFL. Quote, he did things that we weren't aware of at the time. On ESPN's Get Up, nobody said, oh, Jimmy G is going to tear up this defense until he played us. And then it was like, hey, he has potential to tear up defenses. While the Chiefs have recorded 8 sacks in the playoffs, second to only the 49ers and Seahawks, they are allowing 279 passing yards per game. They have also given up 4 passing TDs with no interceptions. Jordan believes Garoppolo has the weapons around him to have a big game on Sunday too. You look at what Garoppolo has on offense. You look at Kittle. Look at the whole running back core. You talk about everything they bring in. Emmanuel Sanders and the addition he created. They have a lot of weapons. Now, aside from the article, check this out. In Garoppolo's last 9 regular season games, he averaged 276 passing, 18 TDs, 6 interceptions. When Coach Kyle Shanahan needs him, Jimmy G can let it fly. I think this is the most highly undervalued, underlooked part of what the Niners have going for them. I've got stats going back to November 17th. 75% completion, 4 TDs, 424 yards. Passer rating 115 against the Cards. Packers, 70% completion, 253, 2 touchdowns, 145.8. Saints, 349, 4 touchdowns, 131.7. He basically only had 2 what you would just say were games in there. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 100-plus passer rating games in there, including the last one. Kyle Shanahan made a comment the other day. When they asked about, hey, why didn't you let Jimmy G throw? He said, why would we? They couldn't stop the run. He was like, when you're getting 8 to 10 yards a carry, why pass it? And that's the thing that everybody is forgetting. This is Mike Shanahan's son. And Shanahan was the king of, if it's working, you keep doing it and you don't come off of it. So Kyle Shanahan is, if he finds a weakness in the Kansas City armor, he won't stop it until they show him that they can stop it. He'll do it over and over and over again. Okay? And then when they stop it, he'll make an adjustment. But what I will tell you right now, and I'm not giving you any predictions, but if Jimmy G needs to get into a dogfight with Patrick Mahomes, people are out of their minds if they believe Jimmy G cannot do that. I think he can go. This is not where people get confused with Jimmy G. He's not Kirk Cousins. He is not. I've watched too many Niners games this year. Jimmy G makes some throws, and he's Chris Sims referred to Jimmy G as a meathead. He's a big meathead. He doesn't get rattled. he's just like this cool cat that just wants to go out there and sling it. In other words, you know how you see Kirk Cousins, he gets behind center and he looks up at defenses in big games and he looks like he is scared to death? Jimmy G doesn't get nervous at all. He at the end of the game, some game the other day, maybe it was about a month ago, they asked him, were you rattled out there or anything? He laughed and he was like, what is there to be nervous about? And you're like, okay. I mean, he's a cool cat, okay? I think Jimmy G is the X factor that a lot of people are discounting in a potential Niners victory. If Jimmy goes out there and throws 4 touchdowns, it won't shock me. Now, he could throw 4 touchdowns and them lose the game. I'd much rather them run the ball to win the game because they keep the ball longer away from Patrick Mahomes. But when I saw him torch New Orleans in New Orleans, I said, okay, he can play with anybody in their building. I mean, it doesn't matter. I mean, the last half of the season plus, he proved himself as a starting quarterback. I think Jimmy G has a monster year next year. A monster year. You know, something like 30 to 40 touchdowns, 270 yards a game, something like that, if Kyle Shanahan wants to let him throw it that much. He wants to run the zone blocking running game. So as long as that works, Jimmy's not going to throw the ball, whether he can do it or not. Kyle doesn't care about what anybody says as long as they win the Super Bowl. You tell me what you think, black and white sports fans. Can Jimmy G go toe-to-toe with Patrick Mahomes in a shootout? I believe he can. I know I'm a Niners fan, but for full disclosure, Patrick Mahomes is from about 45 minutes down the road from me, his hometown. If he wasn't playing my Niners, I'd be rooting like mad for Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid right now. So it's not that I'm hating on the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs could win this game. This is one of the most evenly matched Super Bowls I can remember in a while. But that doesn't mean the final score is going to be super close. Make sure you come back Sunday morning for our live Super Bowl prediction show. Peace them out. Till next time.